with you today and follow along and let's see how far we can get. I'm going to try to do it in less than 10 minutes just to allow people to get a quick one in when you're injured and or just want to do a bit of mobility. So first one, like I said, I always do my little warm up. So hopefully you guys are familiar with that by now. I'm just going to jump right into kind of doing some movements, but with mobility, I guess technically you may not even need to warm up a ton because we're going to be doing that basically as we go. So we'll just get into it. So I'm just going to push my camera a bit. I get like in a lunge position, hands up on the wall, and I'm just going to rotate my hand through. Just going to adjust the camera so you can get my hand a little bit better. So obviously I'm in the kneel position, and I'm going to rotate up over my head, and as I get about overhead, I'm going to flip my palm to behind me, and then I'm going to try to go in that full circle. Camera angle isn't great, so you lose the camera after it goes behind me. But basically trying to keep my shoulder against the wall and getting the full rotation 360 degrees. So usually I'll do about 5 times or so, and then I'm going to go back the other direction. If you feel you can't get all the way, go to as far as you can and then just reverse cycle. So even if I do like a 180 degree arc, great. Obviously, if I can go further, I'll go further. So I'm going to go reverse of that. So when I get to about this point behind me, I'm going to flip my hand over, come around palm facing the wall, and then flip over so palm away from the wall. So I'll just do basically a couple windmills this way. I might change my angle for the next one so you guys can see what I'm doing when it comes around the other side. Or actually, I'll face backwards so you can see what happens from behind. Go backwards, same thing. So you got my back now, so I'm going to go up to about overhead, flip my hand around. I'm trying to keep my shoulder against the wall as best I can, then I flip back my hand facing me, flip my hand away from me. So this back arc, I basically have the hand facing the wall. For the front half, I have my hand facing away from the wall. And this shoulder, I don't know if you guys noticed, my left shoulder is not as mobile as my right, so I have a hard time keeping my shoulder against the wall, as you can see. So I might even just want to go to about that point and reverse until I can get my shoulder around. And you can see I'm just going to do about a 3/4 circle because I'm not fully getting around without cheating, basically. Okay. That's a shoulder one. I'll do a hip one next. Yeah, so I got injured the other day at my son's hockey. I help just as a healthcare practitioner. I like to try to get involved with my kids' sports as I can. But I was actually on the bench today, or this last Sunday, and sorry, just explain this one a little bit. So start in this kind of kneeling position. I'm gonna lift my foot, rotate internally, come around outside, and then back together. I'm gonna go opposite to that. So come back, external rotation, come around, back together. Hi. Don't worry about it, you're good. Actually, my hamstring started to cramp, so I'm gonna try to get a hamstring Charlie horse. I'm gonna try the other side just to give that side a rest for a second. I like to have the wall in front of me just because I find that's a little easier, but I'm gonna do this facing you guys so you can see a little better. So raise a foot. Raise a foot. Come up and around. And out and over. So there's a bit of a hip rotation here as well. And basically it's kind of like a hurdle stretch where I'm kind of bringing my foot up and over a hurdle. My hips are crazy tight. I don't know if you're noticing that. There's probably a little bit more movement than I like to see up here. So ideally I keep my hips level and facing parallel to the wall with my hips. Just pretend the wall would typically be here in front of me, right? Oh. Move that over, just people coming through the doorway get all freaked out with me there. Try a couple on this leg too. anyways, I was on the ice last Sunday, and basically I was at the end of the game. We typically all come on the coaches come onto the ice and do the little hip hip hooray kind of thing with the team. You know, you put your hands to go hip hip hooray for the other team. We were basically in the process of doing that, and we're scattered around the goalie, giving him a high five and whatnot. Gonna do some cat and cow. And I guess the ref decided to try to move the net out of the way so that Zamboni could get in there and clean the ice. And I guess he lost control of the net and basically took my legs out with the net. I guess the momentum of it got away from him. So I was blindsided by the guy and just took my legs out from underneath me. And so I was just kind of sitting there, just about to do the high five thing. Next thing you know, I'm on my flat on my chest against the base of the goal net. It's like the big proper like NHL sized goal net with a big steel beam, and I basically fell like right along it. So I guess I must have smashed my thigh like up into my ribs. So it must have kind of landed slightly on my side or something. Don't know if I cracked a rib, fractured a rib. It's pretty painful. So I'm trying to take it easy for the next little bit here, and hopefully it'll heal up. Come on through. You're totally fine. You're good. Just doing a little stretch here. Yeah. So like I said, I'm having a hard time lying on my stomach. It puts the pressure on my rib cage here, and it's not very comfortable. And even my quad, I'm not sure if it's along my IT or something. Pretty sore. Last one I'm going to do here, guys, is I got to run, thread the needle. So I basically get in that lunge position. I'm going to have one foot in front of me. I'm going to, wrong side, sorry. Let me see here. Yeah, there we go. Had it right. 3-point stance. I'm going to do my left leg out, right hand in. Reach down through my arm, and then up and over above head. My eyes follow that moving hand, and really try to rotate through the trunk. And as I go up, I'm almost like I'm pushing down the ground and reaching down to the ground, but also reaching up to the sky. So I'm kind of spreading my hands apart, if that makes sense. And again, that rotation through the trunk. And again, just if I am dealing with an injury, just making sure that I'm not exacerbating any pain. It's not causing pain. It's not making things worse. Last thing you'd want to do is exacerbate the problem. If it is a fractured rib, obviously you don't want to be making that worse. If it is a hairline type fracture and I'm putting a lot of strain on it, then that can make it significantly worse. And that's not the whole point of this at all. Opposite thing. So my left hand down, my right leg down, my right knee back behind me. Or sorry, my left knee back behind me, my right foot up. You can see my setup. This is not the ideal spot. You can see I'm hitting the wall here. I'd probably rather not hit the wall. My eyes fall on my hand. I'm pushing my hands apart to really emphasize that spreading out of your arms or opening up your chest and trying to get that full rotation through. Okay, guys, it's a short one. I got to bounce. I got a meeting up here right now, but thanks for following along. I'll see you next time. Hopefully, feeling a bit better and be able to hit the weights again.